Hey, this is Bergan, and I'm going to show you and help explain some methods to help you count to bigger numbers instead of going from one-to-one correspondence, like 1, 2, 3, 4. The method I'm going to show you is called skip counting, and it goes a little bit faster, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You'll pick the number like 2, and you'll go to the next 2 over. 4, 2 over 6, 2 over 8. Or we can go by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or an easier way is to go from tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Skip counting will also help when you're learning about patterns or repeated addition, which is called multiplication, but that'll come on in the later grades. Right now we're focusing on first grade. I know that counting by twos is easy for you, so let's think of a way to count to 40 that might be a little bit better than going from one-to-one correspondence. I think we should start with 10. So let's start. 10, 20, 30, 40. See? Now, I know that counting by twos is easy for you, and tens is pretty easy. So let's see if we can find something to skip count by that is more than 2 and less than 10. 5 is always a good number to skip count by. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. See, we even made it up to 50. This method will help you be able to count faster when you have bigger numbers. It'll also help when you're learning to multiply later on in your grades. So that's the first method we're talking about, which is skip counting. And I used the hundreds chart. The next method I'm going to talk about is regrouping. And we're going to group things till 40 again. So, regrouping is when you have a big pile, or a big number, of an object and you want to count to it easier. So we have 40 pom-poms, and I want to make them into groups to help me count easier. So let's see. We can count by twos, which is using our skip counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we regrouped some of the pom-poms into one group of tens. We took 10 ones and made it into one group, which is called regrouping. Now let's see. I want to make 4 groups. So let's go again. 5, 10. So right now, we have 2 groups of tens that have 10 ones in each. So let's count them. 10, 20. We have 20 total. But I want to see how much we have in the whole pile. So let's count again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here's our third group that we regrouped, and it has 10 ones also that we regrouped to make one group. How many groups do we have right now? 1, 2, 3. And if there's 10 in each group, let's skip count and see how many we have. 10, 20, 30. So we only have a couple more left in our pom-pom group. Let's see how many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We made another group of tens. So, 10, 20, 30, 40. Now we have 3 left over that don't make into one whole group of 10. We can call them remainders. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Now let's count by ones to see how many. 41, 42, 43. See how that worked? We regrouped into different groups that helped us count more efficiently to figure out what we really had. That's another way to help us in counting to larger numbers. Also, we can use the 10 frame. When we look at a 10 frame, we know it's made of 10. So let's see. Let's fill it up. Now we have one pom-pom in each square, and there are 10 squares. So when you look at this, you automatically know, you subitize, which means you look at this and recognize that there's 10 automatically. Subitizing is when you look at an object, for example, the 10 frame, and you know that there's 10. Or you could look at the X on a dice and know that there's 5. That's subitizing. That also helps when you're counting. So we have 10 in our 10 frame. Let's add more. Let's fill our second 10 frame full of 10 pom-poms. Whoops, sorry. 8, 10. So we have one group of 10s, which is one 10 frame. Then we have another full group, which is another 10 frame. So we have 2 10 frames full. So let's count. 10, 20. Let's see. I want to add 5 more. We have 5. And 5 is half of the 10 frame. So you automatically know that there's 5 because there's half of the 10 frame full. So 10, 20, 5. Thank you. That's the third method to help when counting.